Hey YouTube, so today I'm going to cover with you really quick here just a quick startup and setup of the MSR Dragonfly. So this is my Dragonfly pouch here that I carry with me when I'm out backpacking. First part here is the pump, which we're going to attach to the bottle of fuel here. We're just running white gas today. Let me move that out of the way real quick here. The other thing I always carry with me, this is the annual maintenance kit. We're not going to open this up really today, but it is something I actually carry with me. It's not just something I leave at home to maintain the fuel. And next item in here is the actual stove itself and the little foil pieces. So the stove itself, the little legs just kind of fold out to make the base, and then the stove piece folds over, and right here is where it locks down. You can set that right there. Another thing I always carry in all of my stove kits is just a little Bic lighter. This is actually a large, not the small. Okay, so now that we've got the stove in place for the most part, the next thing we're going to do is we need to attach the pump to the fuel bottle. So we've got to crack this guy open here. It's been sealed up for a little while anyways. This is one of the older caps. Some of the new ones have the little child-proof thing on there. I don't really have any experience with those, but I have seen them when you buy the MSR fuel bottles. They have that type of cap on there now. So we've got the cap off. Going to set that over here. Here's the pump piece. So how I put it in there is I put the little straw in there and then just kind of slowly angle the pump piece in there so it fits. And then you screw it down. You want to make sure to get it fairly snug because you're going to get a decent amount of pressure inside there and you don't want any fuel or air escaping. Then you're going to want to pump it up. Most of the time it says to pump it anywhere from 20, 30 times. Sometimes it really just depends on the size of fuel bottle that you're using. So this one here is a smaller one, 11 ounce. The bigger fuel bottles, it does take considerably more. Okay, so just go ahead and pump it up. You'll hear it going. This bottle has a little bit less fuel than a full bottle would too, so we're probably going to have to pump it up a few more times than normal here. But normally when I pump it and it starts rising up, that's usually about a good point to stop. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing is attaching the fuel bottle and pump to the Dragonfly. And so in order to do that, it's pretty easy. You want to make sure you've got your latch kind of moved off to the side here so it's not in the way. And it's going to just plug in the hole. Let me show you that really quick. Just right here. And you just plug it into there, and then the latch will slide over. And as you can see, that latch is going to end up right there in that groove. And you're connected. And set it down over here. I was looking through my foil pieces here, and I don't have the foil bottom, so it's just a round piece of foil that would go on the bottom and goes underneath the stove anyways. That way you can reflect a lot more heat up. And there's also the piece that goes around. But last time I was out, unfortunately, this can happen, and it just kind of depends. But the Dragonfly stove itself will get so hot. I mean, it'll burn right through here. So you can see there's a couple of holes here, a couple of holes here. And one of the main reasons that happened when it was out there is we were using a really large tea kettle, so it was coming all the way to the edge, and the flames were coming all the way out and around the pot as we were warming that up. Okay, so the next step here though with the Dragonfly is you've got your fuel on and off switch here for the stove, and then this is your fuel control. So you can, turn the flame all the way down to a simmer, or you can keep it going raging hot so you can get that boiling water done as quickly as possible. So the first thing you need to do here with this stove is turn the main fuel switch on, and just open that up. And once you get that done, I'm going to go ahead and rotate this around a little bit here so it'll be a little bit easier. Once you get that part done, you'll turn this switch on. You're going to let a little bit of fuel get in there, and then you're going to actually turn it off. Then that way we're going to be able to prime the stove and get the stove ready to go so it can actually vaporize the liquid fuel and turn it into a gas. So there we go. We've got a little bit of gas in there now. Just kind of let it go for a couple of moments, and as it's priming, sometimes you might not get enough gas in there the first time, so you just kind of open it up just a tiny bit and let it start. This time I don't have a ton of fuel in there, but give it just a little tiny bit more. And what it's going to do is it's going to warm the fuel coil that wraps around underneath there and vaporize that fuel. And you can kind of hear it coming right now. Let's go ahead and turn it down a little tiny bit more. There it goes. So it's not quite primed. You can kind of hear it wanting to go, but it's not quite there. One of the nicest features with the Dragonfly is its ability to simmer way down. So I mean, one of the hardest things to cook sometimes out there with these camp stoves is an egg, and without burning it. But you can fry an egg on this thing on low and have no problem at all. Get a really nice, perfectly cooked egg every single time. So this is going to be a fairly low setting for the Dragonfly. You can drop it all the way down to just a little tiny flame right there, or you can bring it all the way up. Unfortunately, the Dragonfly it's pretty loud once it's going. It's one of the biggest downsides of the Dragonfly. It's loud. Go ahead and drop it back down to a simmer. There you go. Thank you very much for watching, and pick yourself up a Dragonfly and enjoy some nicely cooked food in the morning when you wake up, or before you go to bed, or for lunch. Take care.